Hey, my name is PolishLynx, welcome back to Pairs. So, whose face will we choose, basically? We are choosing what I believe is whose story we will go through. And my... not really vote, my decision is to go with James' story first. James, you kept turning off your alarm! Just get up already! My sister's voice cutting through my bizarre dreams, I sit up with a start. It's 7 AM. Ugh. Count my fingers, I do some quick calculations. Drop me off at school by 7:15. Be at the shop by 7:30. Get to work in time to finish the raspberry lemon tart garnish. Layer the sea salt caramel banana pudding and the thumbprint set. I tried off giving up. I was supposed to be at work an hour ago, and I'm just waking up now, so there is no way I'll be on time. At 6 AM? At work? Oh! Ouch! I'd run out of fingers before I ran out of dust to tag on the ever-growing list of things I need to do today. I try not to sigh. At least I can guarantee that May won't be late for school. Not today anyway. I mean, technically she can guarantee that, more or less, actually. Pushing myself back from my chair, I hear something land on the ground. It's May's jacket. Tumbling from its previous position around my shoulders, I scoop it up and toss it onto the bed. I have got to stop falling asleep here. After the fastest shower of my life, I brush my teeth and get dressed, tossing my things in my bag and grabbing my phone. I hear a text notification the moment it touches my palm. I'm in the car! Your lunch is in the kitchen on the table! Thanks, May. Throwing my jacket on, I rush out the door. So he's not doing so badly, I mean... He has an apartment, I believe it's an apartment. He has a car as well. I guess they don't pay so badly in that pastry or shop, basically. The shop is still dark when I walk in. The display case is empty. Hana, my coworker, looks up the moment I walk in, then gets back to her work. You know, for someone who somehow managed to convince my mom that they would be okay watching the shop alone for the next 2 months, you're doing a pretty terrible job. She tosses my apron at me, landing it squarely on my face. You're late. Yep. Hana grimaces, but she doesn't take the time to spare me the angry glare I probably deserve. She's too busy with scooping and pressing out a batch of thumbprint cookies. Thumbprint cookies. How many do we need? 9 dozen. We got in a huge last-minute delivery order from Solomon Kumalo. I have no idea who that might be. I would have loved to have another assistant baker here for... oh, I don't know, assisting, but somehow I opened the shop to discover that I was all alone. Again. I wash my hands, strapping on my apron. No point making up excuses now. Let me guess. Taking May to school? Yep. You should seriously consider getting her a car. Sounds like you want to pay for it. How much are you getting paid again? Not enough for the amount I cover when you're late. Touché. She glanced my way, and sure enough, there is the glare that she was holding back earlier. I don't get it. I mean, I know your sister. Pass me the peach marmalade, please. Keeps you busy, but I'm more concerned with your little disappearing acts. Disappearing acts? Yeah, disappearing acts. I don't know what goes on in that head of yours, but it is absolutely acceptable to go on a lunch break and not come back. I told you. I know what you told me, but... I load 2 trays of cookies and shut the oven, wiping my hands on the apron. I'm not going to be mad, but I'd like to know what's going on with you. Even when you're running late, you don't call, you don't answer your phone, you're always tired, you show up later than usual. May has always been your sister, so I'm used to things coming up, but this is on a whole new level. It's not like you at all. So I've been thinking, are you dating someone? You're delusional. Why do you think I'm dating someone? Okay, saying to her she's delusional, I think that's not a good idea. Besides, she's kinda cute, and honestly, I'm willing to take that gamble. And, James, you'll be dating the blonde girl. Because first of all, He wants his parents to be back from the dead, right? And I already said that in the Ezzy Red that bringing back someone from the dead comes with a freaking huge price. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like equal exchange. And to do that, he probably wouldn't be able to get them back. And yeah, I honestly don't believe that there is a guy with so much power and whatever that he can bring back someone to life, or basically recreate someone atom to atom. Nope, definitely not. So let's go with the second. Why do you think I'm dating someone?
Hey, you've got all the signs.
Such as?
You zone out at work and you leave as soon as your shift ends.
I leave as soon as my shift ends as well. And I do zone out a lot as well. Wait, do I date someone and I don't know about it? I cross my arms calmly. So you're saying that any person who zones out and leaves work on time is secretly dating someone?
Well, no, but...
Also, I like how her sweater is laying only on left arm and the right arm is like slightly off. Maybe I'm zoning out because my sister is in her first years of high school and she's been really secretive lately.
It's her second year, James. I think you've had time to get used to it.
So I'm not allowed to feel concerned? Come on, have some sense of familial affection.
Okay, fine, let's pretend I actually buy the garbage you're dishing out. Still.
And maybe I leave after work because I have other things to do.
Since when have you had other things to do?
Is having a hobby a crime now? Her expression unsure. She uncrosses her arms as she watches me scoop out a lump of cookie dough. Pass me the rolling pin.
Okay, fine, it's not a crime. I feel like something is off. I mean, you seem exhausted. We don't even get to hang out like we used to. You're always broke when I try to invite you out.
I have always been broke.
More so than usual.
I know you paid attention so closely. I wonder what other kinds of attention you've been paying to me. Implying that I suspect she likes me is a low blow, even for me, but in this case a necessary one. Hana falls silent, unsure if she wants to continue. After a long uncalled moment she sighs, deciding against pressing the matter further. Success.
Okay, I get it. Maybe it's not a secret girlfriend, but one thing I do know is that you're definitely hiding something.
Nice to know that you're just going to think what you want. Anyway.
Thanks for the permission.
Don't you mean persimmons?
Persimmons? Oh no, the apple and persimmon Tante.
Grabbing the oven mitts, she turns toward the oven. I finish putting the last of these desserts into the display case as Hana flips the open sign.
I can't believe I won't see this place for the next 2 months.
Well, that's what you get for deciding to be all fancy and going away on an island vacation. Vacation? 2 months? What? How does someone get a 2 months long vacation? Well, technically her parents are the owners of the shop, so I guess that makes sense. But still.
I don't think a mandatory family vacation is all that fancy. Dad and my step are going to disappear anyway, so I'll just be Mora and the triplets and not knowing me at the same time.
Hana smiles, then frowns, shooting me a glare.
Please tell me that there'll still be a shop when I come back.
I stand straighter, saluting her. Scout's honor.
Sarcasm isn't honorable.
Is that so?
James.
Yeah, I get it. Less sarcasm, more honorableness. She hands me the key.
Okay, don't forget where the spare is. And heads up, Mom told me she'll be calling in to check on you every once in a while. She's still in Paris doing her training, and I'd like to keep it that way. If anything, and I mean anything happens to the shop short of an iron kicking down the door and setting everything on fire, I'll have your skin.
Somehow, I managed to keep a straight face. Listen, Hana, the shop isn't going to burn down just because you leave for a little while. Hana is annoying. No, she isn't. But I get her concern. Since Noya came into my life, the shop has gone through some bizarre instances, all of which I've had to painstakingly cover to the best of my ability. The boss is fooled, mainly because she's not here as often, but Hana is less easily persuaded.
All I'm saying is that if anything you do while watching this shop prevents me from inheriting it.
Hana, you're way too invested in this job. I mean, really. Even coming to work on the day you're supposed to leave for your family vacation is a sign that you need to relax. And isn't that just what vacations are for?
Relax. With you watching the shop.
She snorts.
Unlikely.
Giving the shop one last lingering look, Hana sighs at the sound of text notification from her phone.
Thanks for this, Fo. I guess it's better than closing down while me and Mom are gone. Sort of. I've got to go. My ride's here.
I pat her on the back, waving as the passenger one pulls away. When it disappears out of sight, I let out a deep breath. Finally, I can relax. Checking my watch, I shuffle away from the doorway and go back in the shop. With Hana gone, I don't have to be so careful, especially since Kitten isn't the most subtle person in the world. I check the clock. T-minus 6 hours until the arrival of the princess. Working in a pastry shop, there are two kinds of days. The kind where you see they're suffering through the monotony and... What in the... I hear a fire engine begin to wail somewhere in the distance. And then... there are days like this. Turning on the shop's TV, I take out the lunch May made for me and pull up the stool behind the counter.
This is Marvel's Jones with Q&N, reporting the breaking news story: a flower truck is the most recent victim of bizarre alien attack. This has done 9 such attacks in recent memory, all of which have occurred in residential areas across the city. We want to get you straight to action. Here is Q&N reporter Anna Ozos, live at the scene. Thank you, Marvelous.
Thank you, Marvelous. We're here on the corner of 12th and Peril Street. As you can see, this truck has been completely split open and flower petals are scattered everywhere.
Oh no, not again. I could guess her. She said she understood when I asked her not to do this anymore, but... I turn up the volume. Apparently not.
We have 3 eyewitnesses who claim that the light came from the sky and blasted something, or someone, straight from the roof of the truck. In fact, here is the driver now. Mr. Shell, can you give your account of what happened?
I have a feeling that I know exactly what Mr. Sun is going to say.
Who is this woman? Not her kind, mind you. One of them lions. Had the skin till like a devil's own grin. She says a bunch of my finest orchids and then blasted right out of this here side of my truck.
The camera zooms in on the truck, which has been cracked in half like a peanut shell. Jeez, Kitten. My stomach twists as I look at the screen in disbelief, annoyance. I mean, I guess it happened before, so I would say it's annoyance, right? I can't help but feel a little annoyed. I don't understand why she insists on risking her life for those Nyan traditions. I mean, maybe I understand. It's not like I have a lot of experience with Nyans in the first place, but I know that no tradition is worth risking your life for. If you keep doing things like this, you're going to get yourself killed, which would be especially wasteful since I told you already, you don't have to keep doing things like this. I started a broken elevator arc on the television, a very different, unexpected second wing pinching my conscience. The facts are there. No guy is, in a word, a beast, and I know she can take care of herself. Still, I can't help but feel strange looking at the broken husk of a van. I hope she's alright. The word surprised me. She's Nyan, a warrior bred in the blood and fire of stars, and I have the distinct feeling that she'd take my worries and toss them straight into the sun. Worrying isn't useful either, but... I turned the TV off. Honestly, I should have turned it on in the first place. My phone buzzes, it's May.
James, did you see the emergency broadcast?
My stomach twists as I look at the message in disbelief. May, oh no you don't.
If I find out you skip school to go hero trailing, I'm going to grant you 3 pieces and then ground those little pieces. They'll have no privileges for a week.
It doesn't take long to get a reply.
Morbid much, but fine, I get it, gee.
Oh, speaking of the special broadcast.
Just to let you know, I'm going to be really busy for the next couple of hours, so only text me if it's an emergency, okay?
I mean, the other way, it's him speaking, but whatever. If Hidden really is on her way here, then we'll need privacy. The last thing I need is for May to find out about her. I check on the clock. It's 2 in the afternoon. Even though we don't usually get customers around this time anyway, I flick the sign so that it's closed. The intersection of Wealth and Pearl isn't that far away, and I'm pretty sure that she'll arrive any minute.
James!
She bursts through the door like a whirlwind, and as always, my name is the first thing through her lips. I stiffen fundamentally before turning, then let out the breath. I didn't know I was still holding. Kitten. So she's okay. Nayans are pretty resilient, but... I glance at Noya. She looks as strong as ever. Her expression as satisfied as God who'd gotten into the cream. I feel too silly and feel my face warming. Just a little. It was stupid of me to worry over something like that. I have a distinct feeling Noya would laugh in my face if she knew. I look us in the shop, then glance through the blinds. It's the same routine every time she comes to visit me. Starting, of course, with our longest-standing tradition, watching her almost get herself hit on the news when she goes out to get me a gift, insisting that it's a superior Nyan tradition. Oh yeah, I told you before.
I know. Gifts aren't necessary.
She brushed me off. I know it doesn't follow me through on the urge to rip out my hair. I mean, I get it. It's a tradition. She wants to show her affection as only a Nyan can, but I want her to at least try not getting herself killed. Maybe even learn to think things through for once in her life. You can't even imagine how stupid it is to risk your life for flowers I could buy for myself. But you are a guy. No one said, but when I see the way she pouts at me, I know there is no point. Besides, one of us has to be the adult here. We both fall silent as I wipe down the cappuccino machine. When I glance over my shoulders again, she's staring at the clock on the wall, her eyes trailing the pendulum. The way her eyes swing back and forth reminds me of a cat, waiting for a bird to come out from a cuckoo clock. Watching them swirl back and forth is hypnotic. I turn away, blinking. Why am I looking so closely anyway? I go back to concentrating on cleaning the machine. Kitten's voice comes out from behind me.
James! The little communicator device is bright. I think someone's trying to contact you.
Communicator? I try my best not to laugh. I've told her before that it's called a smartphone, but she insists that it's her translator making the words, not her. It's a part of the thing she wears on her wrist. Some kind of robot assistant thing. What does she call it? I pick up my phone and check the call ID. May? My heart starts to race. I told her not to mess with me unless it was an emergency. I try to keep my voice calm. Please say there's no emergency. It's May. I'll be right back. I have to take this. I rush to the cafe's back room to answer it immediately. Hello, are you alright?
James? What? I'm fine, but this is urgent. Are you by yourself in the shop or do you have a bunch of customers?
I glance at the dining area. Neither. Why are you asking?
If you're free, I need you to come to school right now.
I take a moment to pull my phone away from my face and stare at it in disbelief. May, did you even read my text?
You sent a text?
Yes, a text said I am very busy and not contact me unless it's an emergency.
But James, this is an emergency. Listen, it's after school. Team E is doing outside training exercises. You know who is going to be there?
Team E. I can't remember which ones they are. That's the hero training group you like, right? The one with that guy near Protector? I can hear unintelligible gushing in the background.
Of course, me, Marcus and Trina wanted to go.
From the front room I can hear what sounds like the legs of a chair scraping loudly against the floor. Keenan's probably leaning back in the chair.
What was that? Is a customer there?
Yeah, that was me. May lets out a sound. I scramble for an excuse. If May knew about Nuya, it would be dangerous. Kitten isn't a threat to May, but if May told the wrong person, then she could certainly be one to Kitten. The risk is too great, especially considering that May is going through a phase right now. She's just too obsessed with the training hero teams to be trusted with information about an enemy Nyan right here in Q. I smelled myself, thinking of her hero's face. Most everybody went through one. That period of life where posters of powered humans and the occasional Nyan were plastered on every wall. That makes no exception, even I wasn't. Distracted by her friends in the background, May goes on.
Whatever, anyway, can we get a ride to the training ground?
You have legs and public transits, just take the bus.
Fine.
I'll see you no later than 10 tonight. If you need a ride then I'll come get you, but if you want to get dinner with me then you've got to be back in by 8.
Thanks bro, I'll text you if I'll be back for dinner.
She hangs up, no doubt triumphantly content with having procured at least one ride. When I rejoin Kit in the front room, she is leaning back in the chair, fiddling with that little bracelet she always wears. She is up immediately when I return.
Was it urgent?
No, not really. A dark expression crosses her face, then quickly disappears. It's enough to make me a little worried. She beckons me to sit in the chair in front of her.
James, I need you to close your eyes.
I can only imagine what plan she's concocted now. I swallow, wondering what madness is in store for today. Then I take a seat, wondering once again what I've got myself into. A few days later, I'm alone in the shop working. What? What did happen there? Sorry, Mrs. Johnson, the pumpkin chip muffins are seasonal and it's just... Yes, I understand that it's your daughter's. I hold the phone away from my ear and try my best not to roll my eyes. Oh, I know that. I do that sometimes. As well, at work. There is honestly no reasoning with some people. I love working at Sweet Dreams. Really, I do. I don't really super like working where I work, but whatever. But sometimes I think that our customers are the only ones in the world that don't subscribe to common sense. No, it's all of them that don't subscribe to common sense. Understand that you want to file a complaint with the manager by I am the manager. No, there is no one higher than me. I can offer you a full refund, but... And she hung up on me. Nice! I put the phone back in the receiver. She could have at least let me finish my sentence. I let out a sigh, leaning back in my chair. There is no one in the shop. It's not all that unusual for it to be slow, but even I'm surprised at the lack of, well, anyone. Since you've been working so hard, Mr. Junk, you could go and take a little break. Be back in, say, 45 minutes? Hana would kill me if she knew. But what? Hana doesn't know won't kill me? I take a muffin out on the display case and hang up my apron, then grab my keys. Checking to make sure the shop is all locked up, I flip the close sign and hit the door. Not nice, man. Not nice. There is not a bakery in existence that isn't the epitome of suffering between 12 PM and 4 PM. Luckily, the park isn't too far away from my work. It's the perfect place to lounge and waste a little time. Unsurprisingly, I find my thoughts wandering back to Kit and Pink. I should have thought this through. How am I supposed to get Noya to like me enough that she will do anything for me? And more importantly, enough that she won't kill me immediately after I inevitably break up with her. I ran my hand down my face in frustration. James, you're an idiot. I hit up Google. Things to do with an alien on a date. Surprisingly, there are actual search results. Are there? Things to do with an alien. Things. Goddamn. Things to do with an alien on a date. Boop. No, there aren't. Yeah, okay, I don't see anything like that. But then, I guess putting things to do with a bloodthirsty alien warrior princess and lady is a little specific, not to mention attention grabbing. A brief score reveals that my search needs to be amended anyway. I go back up to the search bar. Things to do with an alien on a date when you're supremely broke. These results aren't much better. Play hide and seek in a cornfield or the woods. Or like, quickly become characters in a B-grade horror flick. How about no? I scroll down. Go real estate shopping together. Seriously, that's the best they could come up with. What romantic heart is bursting with garbage like this? Play ping pong. Anyone with oregairu? I close the browser. More like things to do with an alien if you want her to sneak away to the next exit in the middle of your date. I lean back on the bench and look at the sky. It's nice, kind of peaceful actually. I shut my eyes to listen to the wind. I could be out here all day, and I bet it would be really nice out here at night. the wind, the moon, the stars. I sit up. We could go stargazing. I open my phone again, then look up distracted. Is that someone yelling? Check it out. Finish the date research first. Okay, maybe that's the shop thing. Right, if it were me, I would check out. I look around, but I don't see no one in my vicinity, which means one thing, time to investigate. Seeing my phone in my pocket, I wander towards the source of the shouting.
Regardless of what I choose to do with you, when I'm finished you will not disturb me any longer.
Is that Noya? I take off running. I see her hair before I see her, the curling pink strand billowing in the wind, but I can see a woman standing in front of her, red shirt and across their thin face. You know what, Noya said to anger her, but I shout her name. Noya! She turns at the sound of my voice, her eyes wide with surprise.
James!
I approach cautiously, not quite sure of the situation. I open my mouth to ask, but then I don't even have to. The woman spits at my feet.
This thing is yours? You should get it a leash!
Think. A sinking feeling washes over me. I'd automatically assume that Noya is the one who started, but clearly that wasn't the case. I look at her, sending a signed apology. Sorry. Looking back at the woman, I try to think of an eloquent response, but my brain falls short. I find myself channeling May of all people. Bite me. Unfortunately, the woman is quicker than I am.
It's not an answer, I asked you. That thing is yours!
I usually try my best to not be patronized, but I can't help it. I speak as slowly as possible. I know she'll understand me, but the condescension won't come through if I speak normally. I don't have the time, patience, or crayons to explain to you, so I'll forgive you for asking that question if you'll forgive for not answering. I want to laugh in her face. No, yeah, of all people being mine, it would be easier to bottle a hurricane. You can't help idiocy, but in at least one sense, I guess it's true that we've got something going. I think put my arm around her shoulders, but out of fear of getting tangled in her hair, I slip an arm around her waist and hope that the Nayans do it this way too. She doesn't seem to press when I look her in the eye. We need to get out of here. Ready to go? As usual, she resists.
I wasn't aware that we were supposed to meet, but...
I cut her off. The faster we get away from this lady, the better, and I have no time to explain what sarcasm is. My voice is patient. Is that a yes? Kitten looks at me, then relents.
I suppose.
I think about slipping my hand further down her back as walk away, just as a silent suck it, but decide against it. I can only push my lung but so much. You're out in the open. Isn't that, dangerous? What if someone recognizes you? As usual, she's completely nonchalantly showing no regard for her own well-being.
Usually I get a few stares, but most people ignore me. To them, all Nayans look the same.
Even if I try not to, I can't help but fume as I find a quieter part of the park to sit in. If I had to deal with this, it's the kind of garbage on a daily basis. I'd want to vaporize human nuisances too. She seems surprised by my irritation and sits down beside me, pulling her hand out of mine. Honestly, hadn't even noticed that I was still holding it. When Noya looks up at me, her expression is one of confusion. She covers it with cheeriness.
Don't worry, I'm confident that I could take on any human.
I admit, I have a limit of probably 5 or 6 minutes at one time, but she was only one. I can't help but let out a laugh. For once, it feels like we're in sync, or at the very least, like she's rubbing off on me. I find that I don't have to force myself to relax, rather, she's naturally having that effect on me.
I didn't feel like fighting her, but she was so insane that she almost got vaporized for her trouble.
Honestly, I know I was speaking of hopefully we can date Hana, but honestly, I kind of want James to realize that he has some feelings for this girl. Too bad you didn't get a chance. What stopped you? She pauses, then looks away, uncomfortably. I can't really tell since her hair hides her expression.
You, actually.
Maybe it's me, but I don't like that. I can see her face. I shift closer so I can look at her. It's taken me a while to get over how alien she looks, but her features are hypnotizing in their own way. As always, the temperature around her is noticeably warmer. Nyan quirk, I guess. Me, huh? I touch her skin lightly, arm to arm. It's almost hot to the touch, in contrast to the cool breeze. It feels nice.
You shouted my name suddenly. Is Nyan looking at her claim? That's strange.
Claimed? Is that like her way of calling me her boyfriend? Of all her little Nyanisms, I don't think I've ever heard this one. I echo her. But it only earns me a slightly annoyed look. Sometimes I forget that she hates me when I don't understand the words she uses.
Well, what do you call it? This type of bonding?
I take a guess. I'm pretty sure it means dating. It's going out with someone you're romantically interested in. I'm your boyfriend and you're my girlfriend. I pause, now that I think about it. I've never called her my girlfriend either. The two of us chat comfortably her whole body, giving my left side warm until she says something so surprising I'm not quite sure how to respond. She leans forward suddenly, her voice lower and slightly concerned.
James, why did you tell that human to bite you? What sense is it to request pain? Is it not better to bite her instead without declaration to catch her off guard?
I blink at her. It takes me a second to decide between explaining what the euphemism is and laughing it off completely. Unfortunately, the latter side wins out. I burst out laughing. Sometimes really cute. The thought pops into my mind, uninvited. I stare at her. Her eyes glow unnaturally, as they always do, but for some reason I can't look away. Blinking to break eye contact, I look down at my phone. It's been 40 minutes since I first left the shop, which means I have 5 minutes to get back. I stand, forcing myself to pull away. Standing in the open air, Noia's wharf is instantly, regrettably gone from my sight. I'm tempted to sit back down beside her. I have to go back to work, sorry, but oh. I almost forgot to ask again. Do you have anything like this? I hold my phone for her to see. I don't know how Noias communicate with each other, but I do know that Noia bursting the shop is probably the worst thing possible way to go about meeting me. Especially in the view of the conversation I had with Hana before she left. I had with Hana.
Huh? A communicator or something that can pick up human communicator signals?
Either.
Of course!
Good. There's this thing called a phone number and it's a way to contact me directly. I want to give you mine so we don't always have to keep bursting the shop whenever we want to, but I can't keep inferring you will convince me based on the destruction I see you cause in the boring news. I take both her hands in mine. You have to make me a promise. She balks, turning her face away from me haughtily.
Noias don't make blind promises. First, the terms.
You have to promise me that, for the rest of your time on Earth, you won't fight anyone anymore.
Anyone?
Kitten balks at the idea, pulling her hands away from mine.
But...
The hesitation only lasts for a few seconds before she glares back up at me with those startlingly electric eyes.
Fine.
Fine. I'd expect her to protest more, but, well, I trust her. I give her my phone number, since she has that handy robot thing or whatever. I'm pretty certain she will have better luck figuring out how to text me than I would. Now, how could we go stargazing if I couldn't invite her out for a change? Get to know her better, spend some time with her. Does it matter which one I will choose? I try to tell myself that I want to go stargazing so that we can get closer, but if I said that some part of me isn't looking forward to it, it would be a bold-faced lie. And I prefer to lie to other people than myself. Then why don't you just tell her that you really just want some time with her? After all, lately, haven't you been feeling? I don't finish the thought and instead look at her seriously. I have some place I want to take you, but it's a specific time. If you call me for then, I will definitely take you there. Her surprised expression makes her eyes look huge. Even after I make a beeline for the bakery, I can't get them out of my head. Beautiful, sinister eyes, glowing like lanterns in the sea of her skin.
Night, James.
Let's end the episode. We are going to go on a date in the next one, I think. For now, hope you enjoyed and hope to see you tomorrow. Bye bye.